Module number 6. Welcome to module number 6, Embedding and Reviewing Risk Management. In this module, we shall look into the purpose of embedding and reviewing risk management. We'll identify the purpose of risk management health check. We'll identify the purpose of a risk management maturity model and describe how to perform a health check. But even before we move into any of these objectives, one of the key questions we might want to ask is why do we need to embed and review risk management? To primarily give confidence to stakeholders that the organization has the right attitude towards taking and managing risk. An organization's approach to risk management reflects its core values and communicates to stakeholders its attitude towards taking and managing risks. An unmanaged approach will lead to reactive management of risks as opposed to proactive management. This may lead to stakeholders feeling less confident about the organization's ability. Therefore, it's very important to embed risk management into the culture of the organization and regularly reviewing how well risk management has been integrated into the organization's culture to ensure risk management is being appropriately and successfully being handled across the organization. There are broadly two methods to review how well an organization has embedded risk management. One is the health check, checks the health of current risk management and identifies areas of improvement. And the other one is maturity model, enables an organization to benchmark its current risk management capability and maturity and facilitates improvement. Now, when we do a health check, we might want to kind of, for example, take the process model, let's say in the identification step, what are improvement in the identification step? Do we need to be more comprehensive in the way we identify risks? And just assessment, do we need to refine our probability scales? Do we need to refine our impact scales? How effective are our risk responses? Is there a way of stakeholder engagement? So we might gather a lot of these ideas as a part of the health checks. Maturity model primarily helps us understand where do we stand as of today in terms of our maturity and what is the desired maturity. How is it that we would like to move in our capability on managing risks? For example, we might, each project manager or each program manager might have their own risk register. Let's say there are no uniform probability scales. There are no uniform impact scales. So that could be an example of, let's say, level 0 or level 1 maturity. But then as an organization, we might want to kind of move from a level probability scales, standard impact scales, standard risk assessment. So those are examples of maturity model. So we've got some interesting ideas over here concerning management of risk health check. The purpose of the risk health checks is to check the health of the current risk management and identify areas of risk management practice occurs when the management of risk principles are applied effectively. The management of risk health check is an important tool for checking the health of current risk management and for identifying areas where its application might improve the management of risk. It may be used for self-assessment, peer review, or external assessment. Health check is useful for preparing and carrying out an enterprise-wide assessment. It is also applicable for assessments of specific programs, projects, or operational activities. Health check serves as a starting point. It should be adapted to suit a particular assessment and the nature of business. Appendix C in the manual, in the official MOR version 3 manual, is the management of risk health checks in greater detail. So we've got 4 steps that we employ when we carry out a health check. We prepare for the health check. In other words, what is it that we would like to check, what documents are required, and who are the people involved to sign off. Step number 2, we go ahead and gather the data. And step number 3, we analyze the data. Good to kind of have an independent assessor analyzing the data. And then the assessor would give a review report in terms of maybe a RAC classification, red, amber, and green, and overall health check could be useful for a project or a program. And then you have the maturity model. So the maturity model is an important tool that enables organizations to benchmark their current risk management capability, maturity, and also highlights the scope of improvement. It provides a well-structured and detailed guide to facilitate the progressive incremental improvement in risk management practices. With the aid of a maturity model, organizations can set realistic long-term goals for risk management by having a clear understanding of their risk of the current maturity and the areas that require improvement. The parent of the majority of the maturity models is the Capability Maturity Model, CCM, published by the Software Engineering Institute based in Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, US. Now, Appendix D, of the official manual explains the management of risk model in greater detail. So when you kind of look on this particular slide, you have an example of the levels of maturity that one could assess. The primary or the basic level is called the initial level. Level 2 is repeatability. Level 3 is defined. Level 4 is managed. Level 5 is optimized. So these are the levels that can really help in terms of understanding. Under each of the levels, we use certain criteria to assess the risk management practice, and we make sure that we move from one level to another level of competency. For example, as I was kind of talking about, different, let's say, project managers use different risk registers. There's no standard risk register, so you could kind of say we are at an initial level of maturity. But then let's say you would like to kind of move to a phase of defined nature, wherein everybody uses a defined set of, in the context of identifying risks. So this is a good tool to understand where we are, where is it that we would like to be, and how do we really move to that particular